What's good, Buff Nation? Very interesting development came down late last week as former running back Dylan Edwards went on and talked about why he transferred from Colorado. Now, I know a lot of you were shocked when it happens. I was too. It didn't feel like it was a situation where I would have expected a player like Dylan to hit the portal, but he had a pretty good reason. And honestly, the connection with him and Coach Prime, it shocked me. I was not prepared to hear about this. And so we're going to play that audio in just a minute and talk about that. Also, former corner Cormani McClain appears to be kicked off at Florida. We'll talk about that. Stick around. We'll tell you about the developments with him. So let's dive into all of that in the latest headlines here on the Prime Time for College Football. All right, Dylan Edwards, the running back out of Derby, Kansas, 5'9", roughly 170, the freshman phenom. Played very well his first year for Colorado. Rushed for 76 times, roughly 321 pounds, and a touchdown. But he was really a threat out the backfield. He caught 36 catches, 299 yards, as well as 4 touchdowns. And he was building a nice little rapport and relationship with Shedeur Sanders to the point of, we were expecting him to be something big here at Colorado. But then, unfortunately, he hit the portal. So for us, the question is going to be, what's the reason why he decided to go out, right? It appears that some of the rumors going around is that he wasn't big on the play that was going on, the system that was played with Pat Shurmur. I don't know how much of that I believe, but when I watched his interview with Cats Talk, the NIL, Wildcats NIL channel, it didn't come across as that. So let's hear what Dylan had to say, and then we'll dive into and break it down.
What ultimately led me to make that decision to go to Colorado was, I'm sorry, this is my first time ever talking about it.
You're good, man.
Coach Prime coached me when I was little, when my family and I lived in Dallas, Texas. We played for an organization called The Truth, which he was the head of the organization. It was his team. And so he coached with my dad on the flag football team I was on. I was always around him. Like, we would go to his house. Like, I'm in his arms. Like, I'm in his arms. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like family to me. Like,
Absolutely.
back when we lived in Texas. So, it was hard at first on me, leaving my family and all that. I was very homesick. I even had teammates on Colorado, team that played on The Truth as well. So, and I had my exit meeting with Coach Prime and my position coach there. And they were asking me, like, we're about to get a whole lot of new running backs. Like, we're about to fill the room up. Like, we want you to compete. Is that going to be a problem for you? And I said, no. Like, I want to compete. Like, my confidence got built at Colorado. In the room, in the running back room, we all loved it. Like, we were all in one room. So I was like everyone's little brother. And they would literally pull up to my house or literally call me and sit on FaceTime with me for 2 hours. Those are the type of people, like, that was in the running back room. So I'm definitely, was sad when they all left.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had to sit down with Shedeur and just telling him, my thoughts. And, he was just telling me to do what feels right. And I did what I felt was right. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I hit the portal, it was not in any way, shape, or form about chasing something that's famous in the portal. It was not about that. It was, like I told you, where it's going to give me the best experiences. Where am I going to be happy? What's a good fit for me? Where can I play football and be happy?
Kind of interesting, right? So for Dylan Edwards, the biggest thing was he wanted to play where he can develop, and he felt like that would have been somewhere different. He was sad when he saw the other running backs hit the portal, and he saw sad with some of the changes that went down. And I totally understand that. And for him to understand that about himself and realize, I need to do something different. I need to go somewhere else, possibly. Pretty mature of him. But he also mentioned he was homesick when he first got to Colorado, and he did a lot of growing up while he was there. And honestly, the homesickness probably overtook and made him leave out. Now, we saw that, there were some packages that Pat Shurmur were going to put together. He wasn't going to have Dylan really run up the middle more, but use him in a lot of more versatile ways. And that may have not been something he was thinking about, but at the same time, Kansas State is infamous for doing very well with the smaller running back, right? We've seen that from Darren Sproles all the way up to our last guy, Deuce Vaughn. Like, they're very good at leveraging the smaller back with their system. Chris Kleiman has done well in that world. And so it kind of made sense that they bring him in. He becomes their top back. And he's going to take over automatically, right? And yes, here at Colorado, he would have had the exact same experience. They would have leveraged him in a lot of ways, but Pat Shurmur also likes to have a power run game. So there were going to be package switch-ups that was going to prevent him from being able to, be that main guy like that. And so I got it. It makes sense. But, man, I'm going to tell you, man, Dylan Edwards was a beast here, and he's definitely going to be missed. We look forward to seeing him in the Big 12. And, maybe there's a conference championship on the line, right? But at the same time, it made sense for him to make that move. And, of course, the best part is no hard feelings. I think the thing that jumped out to me the most in the entire conversation was that he played for Coach Prime back in the day, right? Like, he played for Prime in the Dallas area. Him and his dad coached with Prime. And so there was that established relationship that, to me kind of changed things, right? It made Prime and him, of course, understand, okay, it makes sense that, what you want to do and how you want to change things. Saddened us all that he wanted to bounce. Like I said, you want to keep a player like Dylan Edwards around, but at the same time, it made a lot of sense for him to go ahead and jump into a new place. So make sure y'all jump in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts, how y'all feeling about that interview, what y'all think about Dylan Edwards and his statement. I mean, like I said, all love for him. We'll see him next season. On the schedule? We've got them scheduled to come to Colorado on October 12th. So, of course, we'll see him in K-State. And, the boys are going to be nice to each other. Shedeur already talked about it on ESPN during the Big 12 Media Days. He mentioned that, hey, sad, he's still his guy. That's his guy. But we'll see him on the field. We'll be competitive and play. And so, besides that, Cormani McClain makes the news recently. And I saw him floating around Twitter, right? And there was a statement about him that, kind of shocked your boy. Let me just talk about that. So rumor has it Cormani McClain's not doing very well at Florida, right? He made the transfer from Colorado to Florida, and some people speculated that Coach Prime's big rant about making it to class and showing up on time to meetings and all of that was directed right at Cormani. And we don't know, right? But at the same time, Cormani now is no longer with the program. He went to Florida. And there was a post that went around social media saying that Cormani's been late to class, late to practices, late to meetings and practices, not class. Class hasn't started yet, but he's been late to meetings. He's been late to workouts. And he's no longer on the team. And, of course, that big shock to me. Did not expect to see that so soon. Well, Billy Napier was asked about that at the SEC Media Days, and this is what he said. He's doing fine. A lot of this gets spun out of proportion. He's a young player. Obviously, we were aware of his history, right? So Cormani is a local kid from Lakeland. He got relationships with players on our team. We run a tight ship. There's structure. There's routine. There's discipline. There's accountability. It's hard these days. You're in the minority if you show up in June, much less middle of June because you're a couple of weeks late. So it is what it is. He had a great week so far this week. He's gained 10 pounds. He's established. He's learning expectation, and he's learning culture. Look, it's the summer. The coaches aren't there. This is player-led. That's why I've got a lot of confidence in our team as well. That's why I like our team. It should be challenging for a guy who just showed up in the middle of June. It's a young player with the minimum experience. So he's doing just fine. He'll be okay. So that was Nate Pierce's statement on it, and because the rumor is he wasn't on the team. The DB coach, Coach Harris for Florida, said that that's not true, and that he's on the team. Everybody's expecting it, and it feels like it's just kind of deja vu with the situation that was going on here in Boulder. He's not locked in the way he should be, and that's it is what it is. That's something that needs to be fixed on him, and something he needs to decide that he wants to do. So we're praying for Cormani. Coach Prime has been praying for him, and we hope that he gets everything worked out and established. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. We would love to hear from you all here on the Primetime College Football. We appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure you check out the latest video that I put out. Right here, we were talking about ESPN getting called out on the air, live, for all their hate for Prime. Make sure you subscribe for more content. We've got a lot more stuff coming down the line because the season's coming up, and so is fall ball. Talk soon.